Well, good morning, and good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell. I am your boy, Larry Purnell. I'm going to be your teacher for this morning. Happy Thursday, guys. Today is April the 24th, 2025. I'm happy that you're with me. Listen, if you are a newcomer visiting for the very first time, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being with us on today. Listen, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get this plane on the runway and let's get it popping. Listen, let's go into our few announcements and then we're going to go right into our discussion for this morning. Let me make sure this is good over here. We are ready. Let's take off. Alrighty, guys. First announcement. Don't forget our Sunday morning edition of Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Also, you want to mark your calendar for tonight. Every Thursday, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, is our Bible study edition of Soul Awakening. You don't want to miss that tonight. Be live on tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And as usual, Soul Awakening with Larry Purnell is every Monday through Friday. You have to set your alarm clock for this one very early, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Whisper into someone's ear, let them know that we are on live Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Listen, guys, I need for you to go over to the YouTube platform, type in the search engine Apostle Larry Purnell, and there you will be smothered with a host of teachings on various subjects that I believe is going to empower your life, dating all the way back to 2006. Guys, go over there, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so that you may be aware of any upcoming new content. And do me a favor, any video that you were blessed by, like it so we may know that you were there. Last but not least, guys, if you desire to give, that information is now on the screen. There are some of you that give on a consistent basis. Thank you for your giving. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your love, your kindness, your prayers, your support. We love you in advance. Thank you so much. We can't do it without you. Alrighty, guys, you know what time it is. It's time to awaken the soul. We're going to resume the title series, Be Thou Healed. This is going to be part 9. Now, listen, guys, just for being logical sake, listen, if there's a part 9 there, that means that there's a part 1 through 8. If you're new to this title series, you need to go over to my YouTube platform, Apostle Larry Purnell, or to my Facebook profile page, Larry Purnell or Larry Purnell 2. Go view parts 1 through 8. You will be blessed by the information. Alrighty, let's get to it. Be Thou Healed. This is going to be part 9. Subtitle, A Healthy Lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle. Where I want to start is 3 John, the first chapter, the second verse. I'm kind of going to recap from yesterday, kind of get this plane going. We off of the runway. Let's get to our destination. Let's do it. 3 John 1 and 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper. Have you noticed that he says, I wish above all things? That word things is matters that concerns you. He says, I wish above all matters that concerns you, that you may prosper and be in health. But it says even. That word even means equal or equally. 2 plus 2 even 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? So that word even means equally. 3 John, first chapter, second verse is saying, listen, I wish above all the matters that concerns you, that you may prosper and be in health, right? Equally as your soul prospereth. Remember what we said on yesterday. Your health will prosper equally as your soul prospers. Remember what we said on yesterday. Your soul is who you are. Your soul is your personal spirit. It's the external component of your being. It's who you are. So your health will prosper equally as who you are prosper, or your health will prosper equally as you prosper. Who you are must prosper in order for your health to prosper. Now, you increase the healing potential of your body by increasing the capacity of your soul, or increasing the capacity of who you are. You must increase who you are. If you are dealing with some type of sickness, some type of disease, some type of ailment, you must increase who you are. You must increase your soul. You have to increase as a being, as a human being. Healing is increasing who you are. You can't remain the same person and expect the healing process to begin and to initiate. That won't happen. Remember what we said on yesterday. Insane is doing the same things and expecting a different result. Well, it is insane for you to remain who you are, but you are expecting a healing. That's insane. There are things that you need to change. You must change who you are. You must change the things about who you are. That word things, matters that concerns you. You must change matters that concerns you as it relates to who you are if you expect a healing. So healing is increasing who you are. Now, I'm glad you asked. How do I increase who I am? Easily. Education. Guys, we said this on yesterday. And this is very important to the healing process. If you are in a position that you need for God to heal your body, you must initiate the process. In the initiating of the process, you must change who you are, which means that you must educate yourself. Education, that's the process of acquiring knowledge. You have to know what is going on in your body. As I said to you before, you go to the doctor to receive the report, but you don't go to the doctor to believe the report, because the doctor may say something that God is not saying. The doctor may say there is no cure, but with God, all things are possible to them that believe. The doctor may say he cannot do anything for you because he is man, but he's not God. God can do all things if you just believe. So you go there to get information. They have the technology to give you information to help you to deal with, or to help you to be educated as to what your body is dealing with. Guys, you have to educate yourself. And sometimes if the doctor is not telling you everything, you got to go home, man. And you have to use Google, you have to use YouTube, Wikipedia, and you need to research or do your due diligence of researching, investigating, and educating yourself as to relate to what's going on in your body, right? Remember what I shared with you, that when you begin to educate yourself, that education comes in the form of instructions. Inside instructions, there is 3 things. Do you remember? Great, you got it. Information, direction, and the location. Inside of instructions, right? Before you receive instructions, you have to educate yourself. What am I dealing with inside of my body? What is going on? So you must go to the doctor, guys. You can't be afraid to go to the doctor. The doctor is going to give you information that inevitably you wouldn't have it if you didn't go to the doctor to receive the report. The doctor is going to tell you what's going on. Sometimes that process is you might have to go to someone else. You need information. Listen, do not, as I said to you on yesterday, do not just go to one doctor, right? Go to several doctors, right? The first doctor may say something. He may not. He's a human being. He may or may not hit it on the point or hit it on the head as it relates to what you're going through. right? So when he shares with you his opinion, because his medical business is a practice, they do different tests trying to conclude as to what is taking place in your body. But when he gives you his opinion, don't stop there. Go to another doctor, right? And allow him to investigate in your body. Allow him to do his test and to find out what's going on. When you get an opinion from him, it may be the same thing or may not. Then when it may not be, go to another doctor. Be not afraid, guys, to go to people who may have the knowledge and you don't. You're not a doctor, but you need to kind of lean on them as you're trusting in God. You're leaning on them because they have technology. They have knowledge to assist you, right? Some doctors are thorough. Some doctors are not. They are human beings. So you have to do your due diligence if you expect to be healed, right? Go to the third doctor. The Bible says this: out of 2 or 3 miles, and I'm going to make it personal, out of 2 or 3 miles of the doctors, let every word be established. Which means that if 2 or 3 doctors are saying the same thing, you now got good information. All righty? But if you are meddling with different opinions from different doctors, listen, you have to continue until you get 2 or 3 people saying the same thing. Once you get to that place of getting information, now you can do accordingly to what the doctor is sharing with you. If he have your interest at heart, sometimes doctors do not. Keep in mind, they are human. Some doctors, they are greedy for power and money, so they look at you as a dollar sign. They may not be thorough. They may have been doing this for a long time, and they are not compassionate and passionate as they used to be when they first started. So you have to deal with all of this. But hear me. Do not be discouraged with what I'm saying. God is the ultimate person that will help you and assist you to maneuvering around certain things that the devil is trying to contest you with. God is an awesome God. He desires, one, remember, I'm going to keep saying this in every part. God desires that you are healed. He desires for you to be healed, but he desires for you to go through the process. Remember what I said. Healing takes a process. Sickness is a process. Sickness is the degrading process of your physical body, downgrading from its original formula, from God's original formula. What is healing? Healing is the upgrading process by which God is reforming your body or changing your body back to its original formula or format. Right? So sometimes, guys, the process is strenuous. Sometimes the process may offend you. Don't lose hope. Don't get discouraged. Don't get upset at the doctors. You are only going to the doctor to get information. Once they know what's going on with you, through their knowledge, they're going to begin to tell you to do certain things. Remember, when you do your due diligence, because it's not only just relying on them, it's taking that information. If you really desire to be healed, you're going to go home and you're going to research and investigate what's going on in your body. Why the things that are adverse are happening in your body. Why? And when you begin to investigate it and research it, how it works, what's going on, right? Here we go. What improves? What am I doing to improve my sickness, right? And what do I have to do to reverse that? And what can I do to improve my health? You got to do that research. The doctor, along with his knowledge, will assist you, give you certain things to do, meds, exercises, antibiotics, whatever he tell you to do. Some of that you're going to take along with your own investigating, sharing with yourself information from other people who are dealing with the same thing that you're dealing with. Do your due diligence. Get the knowledge, right? Knowledge comes in the form of information. Once you got the information, now you can begin to apply what you know, which is direction. And you'll eventually get to the location, which is healing. So how do I change who I am? Education, the process of acquiring knowledge. Remember, healing needs capacity in order to power its potential. Increasing the capacity of educating yourself, becoming knowledgeable about what is taking place, becoming knowledgeable about the sickness and how to reverse it. What can you do? Becoming knowledgeable increases your healing potential. Get that. Knowledge is power. That word power means access. Knowledge gives you the right knowledge, gives you access to healing. Knowledge gives you access to healing. So what do you know about your sickness? Do not just rely on the doctors. Do your due diligence. Find out what's going on. Find out what the disease is, how it functions, what is its operation, how it can be reversed. Listen, as I said on yesterday, I know that some of the information that the doctors is giving you, they may say things to you that may sound discouraging. If I cannot get into your heart anything, please allow me to get this into your heart. That with God, all things are possible. Why? Because he knows all things. Do not get discouraged when you hear the doctor say we can't do nothing else for you, right? Because that may be real. He may not be able to do anything for you. And sometimes they use verbiages as if everybody or every doctor can't do nothing for you. They talk like that. Do not allow the language, the medical terminology of what the doctors say to discourage you. God knows all things. And sometimes that man, that doctor, or that woman, that doctor may not know. And they're telling you the truth. So what they know or do not know is real, but it's not your reality. You have to understand that there are some things that if you really have a determination to be healed and to conquer this sickness or this ailment or this disease that is going on in your body, sometimes you have to exert more determination to go beyond them. The Holy Spirit will lead you and guide you. Trust me. You have not because you didn't ask. Listen, the Bible says, if you ask, you shall receive. The Bible also says, and I can go on, but the Bible says, if any man ask of knowledge, this is in the book of James, if any man asks of wisdom, let him ask of God. Let him ask God, and God will give it to you unbraided, but you got to ask him by faith. You got to believe that he knows, right? So God knows things that doctors do not know. Do not allow their medical terminology and how they talk, their language, to discourage you when they make you feel, there you go, make you feel like there is nothing else that can take place. Remember, I'm going to continue to say it until you believe it. All things are possible. Not just some things. If you believe it, it's possible. If you truly believe that God has the power to take you through the process to get you to the location of being healed, if you believe that, it's possible. All things, what is that word things? Matters that concerns you. All matters that concerns you are possible if you just believe. You got to be determined to defeat this thing. You got to be determined to conquer it. This is the reason why you are more than a conqueror. You can do it. The Bible says so. You can do all things through Christ, and he's going to give you the strength. So what do you know about this sickness? Because what you don't know is giving your sickness potential. You may be eating something, doing something unknowingly, ignorance that is causing you to be sick. What you don't know is giving your sickness capacity, which is giving it potential. Ignorance adds to your sickness capacity, in which it increases your sickness potential. This is the reason why you should not and cannot afford not to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor to receive information. They have the technology that you do not have, such as X-ray. They can see things that you cannot see. So again, you're not going to the doctor to believe this report. You're going to the doctor to receive the report. And that means oftentimes don't just go to one doctor, right? Go to several doctors so that you can get the same information. Because if you got one doctor saying one thing, second doctor saying a total different thing, and the third doctor saying something else, somebody is wrong. You need to continue until you get some type of correlation, some type of pattern that is in agreement, because that's why? Because the information is important to your healing. So once you get information and you find out, yes, this is what's going on in your body, then you can move, right? I think about my wife and her dad. The other day, my wife was sharing with me that when the doctor came to visit my mom, he also looked at my dad. And Danny and my dad shared with him what the doctors said 2 years ago, how they found out that he had stage 4 cancer, right? And the doctors told us, I heard this, that they can't do anything about it. We heard that. They given my dad a time frame, which was very minimal, right? My dad did not allow that to discourage him, although he had his days. This is the reason why I urge you to choose people who love you and who have your interests at heart, such as myself and my wife and other people in the family, right? My wife began to research this sickness, and she began to see how it functioned, right? My wife already knew some things that can potentially put my father on the right pathway to healing so that the process can initiate. Guys, I come to let you know, it's been over 2 years now when the doctors have given my father less time. It's been 2 years because this man has been adamant to receive information and cause him to be directed or giving him direction. My wife said, listen, you got to start eating this. You got to start doing this. You got to start doing this. And my father has been complying, right? Well, the doctor came the other day to look at my mother, make sure that she's okay, looked at my father, and he looked at my wife and said, wow, then you already know what to do. He says, I'm going to just give you one more thing, but you keep doing that because there is a history of statistics that says anyone who is dealing with this type of cancer it's not only aggressive, but it's painful. Listen, my father has been doing well. Even in the past month, he haven't had any pain because Danny is, and that woman needs to be a doctor. She either needs to be a veterinarian because she loved animals and she loved being healthy. You would think that I would be like Buffett. But anyway, my wife, she loves to research certain things. She will be up all night looking at videos, getting information, right? Who knew that my father had pain in his stomach? And that's the type of cancer he had. Who knew that baking soda, natural elements, just a month, he's been eating apples with a little salt and lemon. He says that it takes his pain away, he can sleep. Who knows? Who knows? This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to encourage you that doctor told my wife he didn't know anything about that regimen. I come to let you know doctors are not perfect. Stop getting mad at doctors. They're not perfect. They know small and minimum amount of information. This is the reason why, again, they call their medical business a practice. They need to practice on the body to get or to receive what's going on with the body. But I come to let you know, you put your trust in God. It is the Lord that healeth thee. He knows the body because he created it. The body is complex to the doctor, but God knows the blueprint to everyone's body, even yours. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, which means that your body is not like everyone's body. It's different, but God have the blueprint to that body. He have the all-seeing eye. It's better than any x-ray in this world. He can see it, and he knows exactly what is going on. Here we go. And he knows exactly how to reverse it. But you got to be determined enough to want to live and not die. Ignorance, guys, adds to your sickness capacity, in which it increases your sickness potential. But knowledge adds to your healing capacity, in which it increases your healing potential. The more you know, the better your healing process will be. The more you know concerning what's going on in your body, the better you will be able to reverse it. My father didn't know certain things, but when he got the information through my wife, he is now feeling better. He is now have no pain, in which what he's dealing with, he should be having some pain, but he don't have any pain. He's doing really good. Why? Because when you seek the Lord will respond. He may not respond to you audibly, but he's going to lead you to the answer, to the resolve. He'll get you to the place of healing. But you got to be determined to research. Do your due diligence. Don't go home and flop on the bed and say it is what it is and have a pity party. If you want to live, if you want to conquer this, you got to be determined to get this done. Now, I want to show you something in the gospel according to St. John 5:14. Now, remember, the gospel according to John 5 is a story about the man who had the infirmity for 38 years. We've been talking about him for the past couple of days. Now, I want to show you something after he got healed, right? Some time went by, and Jesus is going his way, and the man is going his way. People, they recognized him, so they're questioning him. And so now the Pharisees, they are interrogating him because they recognize that this man had this infirmity for 38 years because he was always at the pool of Bethesda. Now they're recognizing him walking. They want to know what happened. The man didn't know Jesus yet. He just said, this man told me to rise, take up my bed and walk. And they asked him who? He didn't know. So some hours went by. Jesus bumped into the man, and here is the conversation. Afterwards, Jesus findeth him, the man who had the infirmity for 38 years, findeth him in the temple. The man, watch me, the man is now at church. Y'all better help me. At first, he was at the pool of Bethesda. He was in an environment full of sick people, right? Now he's in church. Y'all better help me. He's giving God praise. He's giving God glory. Afterwards, Jesus findeth him in the temple. Watch what Jesus said to him. And said unto him, he says, look, behold, you are made whole. Look at you. You're healed. What did he say? He says, sin no more. Sin no more. Sin no more. Remember what I shared with you in parts 1 and 2. Sickness, watch me, the core of sickness is sin. Now, you may have sinned, or your forefathers in the past have sinned and caused something to flow and stream through the bloodline, right? But at the end of the day, someone sinned as it relates to your sickness, right? He says, sin no more. Why? Lest the worst thing come unto thee. He told the man, sin no more. Let's deal with that. Sin no more, lest the worst thing come unto thee. Now, I want to break that down. Sin no more. I want to break that down. Let's use the Bible to do that. Romans 6 and 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Now, for the wages of sin is death. I want to break down 3 words there. Wages, sin, and death. I want to break that down so you can understand what Jesus is telling the man. Sin no more. I come to let you know the same thing. If you are on the road to your healing process, I come to tell you, sin no more. Whether it's you that sinned, that caused this ailment in your body, which means you're smoking, you're drinking. Which, remember what I said. The Bible says for them to know the truth and yet not do it, it's sin, right? So if you know smoking weed is bad for you, smoking cigarettes are bad for you, drinking alcohol, being an alcoholic is bad for you, or living a riotous lifestyle, hanging out with people that mean you no good is bad for you, them that know the truth, but yet they won't change it, to them, to that man, is sin, right? Or someone have sinned in your bloodline. Someone have done these things in your bloodline, right? And it's flowing genetically in your bloodline. But I come to let you know, you can break a generational curse. How? Good job with a generational decision. Exactly. You break a generational curse with a generational decision. With that being said, I come to let you know, once you got the information and you are now on the path to the healing process, sin no more. Let's find out what that means. Let's look at the word wages, sin, and death, because those are 3 very pertinent words. Wages, it means to continue or practice doing something and you want to receive a payment, right? Wages, to be on the continuity or to continue or practice doing something to receive a payment. What is sin? Doing something that is out of God's order. That is what sin is. It's being independent from God. You are doing something that is outside of God's order. Therefore, you are independently operating. How can you independently operate from God when God is the author over you? He knows you. He created you. How can you function in this world and operate, do what you want to do, and be independent of the Creator? You are his creation. He is your creator. He is the potter. You are the clay, right? So sin is doing something that is outside of God's order. You're being independent from the creator. What is death? Degrading or downgrading because of deterioration. Now watch these 3 words as it relates to, for the wages of sin is death. I want you to see what Jesus is telling the man. Go and sin no more. Sin no more, lest something worse happens to you. I'm telling you the same. Sin no more. What does that mean? When you continue to practice doing something that is outside of God's order for your body, you're going to continue to smoke. You're going to continue to hang out with the wrong people. You're going to continue consuming the wrong things. You're going to continue and continue these practices. Then what you're saying is, I don't want to be healed. You have to change your life, change who you are. So when you continue to practice doing something that is outside of God's order, you being independent from God, you want to consume what you want to consume. You want to live the way you want to live, then you're not entitled to a healing because you're not changing your lifestyle. So your payment of doing what you want to do, consuming what you want to consume, practicing what you continue to practice that is outside of God's order, then that means death, deterioration of the body, which is sickness. Alrighty? Your body was never designed to be independent from God because he is the author of the body. Right? That means that God will lead you and show you and give you information as to what's going on in your body. This is the reason why you need to go get checkups. Allow them to draw blood so the doctor can test it, right? And hopefully they're telling you the truth. They're testing your blood. Hey, you need to stop eating sugar. Hey, stop eating salt. Hey, you borderline diabetic. Listen, you when you hear these things, you must change your lifestyle. But if you continue to practice doing things that is outside of God's order to your body, to how he made you, then your body is going to deteriorate. That's your payment. Sickness is your payment because you continue to do something that is outside of God's order to your body. Sin no more means a change or adjusting of lifestyle. You must adjust your style of life. You must change your life. Change your life. Change who you are. How do I do that? Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. For as he think in his heart, so is he. Listen, every thought you think is creating you into that very reality. The reason why you're sick is because you're thinking that way. You get on the process of being healed when you start to think according to healing, right? Every thought you're thinking right now is creating you into that very reality. As a matter of fact, you are right now what you're thinking. If you want something better for your life, think better for life. If you want something good for your life, this is not a word, but just for the sake of argument, think gooder for your life. But if you're going to continue to think the same way, and you're going to continue to hang out with the same people, you have not recognized that you are unique. You are peculiar. If you don't change your circle of association of friends and who you're hanging with, if you don't change your diet, if you don't change your style of life, listen, you're going to stay where you are, sick. Change the way you're thinking. When you change the way you're thinking, you'll change the way you're feeling. When you change the way you're feeling, you'll change the way you're acting. And when you change the way you're acting, you will change the way you're behaving. And ultimately, you will become someone different. And then when your friends come at you, knocking on your door, girl, you don't want to party? I can't today. I got to go to the gym. I'm sorry. Girl, you think you better than us. No, that's not it. What I'm doing is I'm changing who I am right? Because I want to live. I want to deal with this sickness that's in my body. And I am determined to get it done. So I'm changing my life. Well, girl, bye. Bye, Felicia. See, people don't understand where you are as it relates to your life. Sometimes the devil will use your friends to discourage you. Don't you feel guilty? Don't you feel guilty? Right? You feel convicted that you are leaving with them. Right? No, you don't go with them. You change your life. Your body, you only have one, is at stake here. You want to live. You want to live to see your children grow up. You want to live to see your grandchildren. You want to live to see your great-grandchildren. You want to live a prosperous life. And that is stipulated on how well you think. Change your lifestyle. Every thought you're thinking is creating you into that very reality. So the reality of who you are either provoking the process of sickness or provoking the process of healing. The reality of who you are right now, right? So I'm hoping that this video, part 9 of the title series, Be Thou Healed, is encouraging you, challenging you. Get on the road to healing. It's a process, and you have to change your life. So who you are right now is creating your healthy lifestyle. So that means you got to change. Change the way you're thinking. Change the way you're doing things, right? Change your friends. Get friends who's going to challenge you. Get friends who's going to go to the gym with you. Get friends who's going to push you. Say, girl, don't eat that Snicker bar. You'd be like, oh, darn it, I forgot. Get friends who's going to push you to your goal, help you towards your goal. Who you are is creating your healthy lifestyle or your healthy style of life. Listen, you need to initiate the healing process, and that is the style of life, your lifestyle. What is your lifestyle? The healing process is about changing who you are, which is changing or adjusting your lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle is created from the way you are thinking. From the way you are thinking. Change the way you are thinking. Change the way you are thinking. Go to the doctor say, hey, you're dealing with this. You get this information. You start doing your research, right? You begin to educate yourself, what I need to do, what I need to consume, what I need to eat, right? That means that sometimes now you got to get your calendar, you got to get your journal, and you got to get this going. You write down your day. I'm going to wake up 5 o'clock. I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to go to the gym. Got to get the kids ready. Got to go to work. Listen, orchestrate. Organize your life. Your life depends on this. And this is where a lot of people mess up. They give up in the process because the process can be strenuous. The process can be vigorous because it needs your attention. I just heard God say that. Tell them that the process needs their attention. You got to be attentive to the process. You got to get people out of your way. People who's trying to encourage you to go back to the old lifestyle. Listen, don't listen to them. Filter out the people. Get people in your life. Start going to church. Start being involved with positivity. Go to events that is going to push you. Go to health seminars, health conferences. Go to a conference that is dealing with your issue. Y'all better help me. There are people there that are dealing with the same thing. And if you go to a conference or a seminar of people that's dealing with the same thing, God is going to bump you into the right person that defeated the very thing that you're going through. You got to be adamant, man. You got to be determined. You got to be persistent. You got to be consistent. But nope, we don't want healing that bad. No, we want God to snap his fingers. I'm healed. It doesn't work like that. If God don't give you an expeditious process of healing, which is a miracle, then you got to initiate and go through and endure the healing process. We give up. We start for 2 weeks and we're back to eating Snicker bars, Twix, and M&Ms and fried chicken. We're back to it. No, be consistent. Be determined. Follow the principles. Follow your health regimens. Take your meds. Take your vitamins. Be determined to beat this. My father is beating stage 4 cancer because he changed his lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle is created from the way you're thinking. He started to think better. My father started to think better. Danny's father, and he has his regimen. He is up on his regimen. He is up on it. He get up in the morning. He do his exercise in bed. He get up. He eats right. He's doing what is necessary. What happened? He changed who he was. At 85, 86 years old. And they tell me you can't teach an old dog new tricks. The devil is a lie. If you are determined to live, come on, if you determined to live, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you determined to live, you shall not die. So let's talk about lifestyle. I have 13 minutes left. Let's talk about lifestyle because that's very important. Remember, you have to change who you are. That means you have to change your lifestyle, right? You have to start living better, talking better, walking better, bring better people into your life, right? Now, this is off of my subject, but it's very important that you begin to become better. Download. God told me to tell you that it's very pertinent. It's very important that you begin to do things better because God says your children are watching you. Your spouse is watching you. There are friends and family that are watching you, right? And God is trying to get them to a place where they need to be. Listen, we overcome by the word of our testimony. We can't have a testimony without a test. When people see that we're going through the test, which is the healing process, right? They see how you are so adamant. They see the state of quality of determination. They see the state of you being persistent. They see these good qualities and they begin to adapt. They begin to get familiar. They begin to adopt. And this is how God, watch me, this is how God raise up a remnant of people doing the right thing. This is how God breaks generational curses, right? I often say this. When I was in my mother's belly, my mother was very young. She went to go to the doctor to get a checkup about how I was doing in the belly. The doctor said, "You smoke?" She says, "Yes." And she said that the doctor turned around, began to write stuff on her chart and say, "I'll give you a couple of years." In other words, I'll give you a couple of years and you'll die. My mom heard that. That was the voice of the Lord. She said that was the last day that she smoked. Watch me. And because she changed her lifestyle, because she stopped smoking, her kids are not smoking to this day. She reversed a generational curse. When you get on the road or the pathway of your healing process, you need to change your lifestyle. You need to organize yourself where you are following principles, taking vitamins, taking meds, doing what the doctors say accordingly, allowing God to be the ultimate person that you're trusting. He's leading you and guiding you. And as you are on this path to healthy living, your children are going to adopt it. Your spouse is going to adopt it. Your family and friends is going to adopt it, and this is how God breaks a generational curse. People are watching you. This is the reason why it's very important for you to get on the road to healthy living. Why? Because it's not only you should be worried about. You're supposed to be doing this not only for yourself, but for others. Because there are others that are coming after you that may be going through the same thing. Remember what I said, that your process, your healing process within it is your ministry. Within it, it may be a business. This may be something that God is calling you to the medical field, even if you don't know any medical terminology, you don't know medical language, but maybe this is something that God wants to start. Let's talk about lifestyle, because that's very important. People don't want to change their lifestyle. So listen, if you're sick, but you say you want to be healed with your mouth, but you're not changing your lifestyle, you just lying. You're being a hypocrite, right? There needs to be a change of lifestyle. What is a style? It's a matter of doing something that is determined by principles that are being followed. What is a style? It means that you're changing something. It means that you're changing something in the matter of what you're doing now. You're changing what you're doing. You're changing the manner of what you do by following principles. You're following principles from the doctor. He's telling you to do this, eat right, take this vitamin, do this. And also, you have done some research that's giving you information, and you following these principles, right? So, what is a style? A style is a manner of you doing something because you're following a principle that is going to get you to your goal, right? So your lifestyle is the manner that you are doing something. You're doing things because you are following certain principles. Listen, this is where we are now in the middle, the second part of knowledge, which is direction. I already shared with you, get the knowledge. Go to the doctor. Make yourself knowledgeable. That's information, right? Now you put yourself on a regimen. You are now changing your lifestyle because you're determined. You going to the gym 5 o'clock in the morning. You tired because you got to be to work at 7, right? But you in that gym. You doing your cardio. You lifting your weights, right? You taking your vitamins. You taking your meds for your sickness, and you believe in God. Why? Because faith without your works is dead, right? If you're not going to work, but yet you say you have faith, let me help you. You have dead faith. There is something you need to do to show God that you are determined to believe him, because God works through process. And if he don't give you a snapping of the hand and give you a miracle, then you got to go through the process. You got to go through the process. So you have to change your lifestyle, right? Got to start doing things differently, eating differently, drinking differently, exercising, getting your cardio in, taking your meds, right? And you have to do this on a consistent basis. That is what creates a lifestyle. It's the consistency. Be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap. In due season you shall get a healing if you don't faint. Don't give up. Be consistent. Be consistent. Turn it into a lifestyle. Follow your principles. Do what is required of you. Follow the principles. Do it every day. I know you're tired. Keep doing it. I know things are changing. Keep doing it. Turn this healthy living into a habit. That's good. Habit, the word inhabit comes from the word habit, right? You have a habit because you have inhabited, which means you are living at a certain location in your mind. You're living there, right? So you were sick. Sickness was going on in your body because sickness inhabited your bodies because the way you was thinking. Now you're thinking differently. You're thinking healing. You're thinking health. So you're changing your lifestyle. right? You're changing your lifestyle. You're changing in the manner of what you're doing. You're changing your lifestyle, right? Now, that means you got up from living in the sick place and you are now living in the healthy place. Why? Because I have a habit of eating right. I have a habit of drinking right. I have a habit of doing my exercises. I have a habit of taking my vitamins. My habit comes from inhabit. I'm living there. I'm living there in my mind. I see that I'm healed. I see that I'm going to conquer this cancer. I see that I'm going to conquer this MS. I see that I'm going to conquer this tuberculosis. I see that I'm going to conquer this HIV. I see this because God says all things are possible to me if I just believe him. If I can believe God, all things are possible. Doing what is required of you will improve your lifestyle. Doing what is required of you will improve your lifestyle, which will improve your body. Now, improving your lifestyle, I got 5 minutes left. Improving your lifestyle, watch this, means that you are adding features, certain features to your life. Listen, we live in a world of technology, and the technological companies know something. They know that if they continually to add features to their product, consumers are going to purchase it, right? So this is the reason why cell phone companies like iPhone and Android and Samsung and all of these cell phone companies are fighting for the mastery of your mind. They're fighting for the mastery of your mind so that you can purchase their product. So what they're doing is, in order to fight for the mastery of your mind, they are adding features to their product, things that other cell phone companies don't have. So they have scientists and people who are working around the clock adding certain features, and then they advertise it and market it, and you be like, man, I want that phone, right? That's how it should be with your healing. You are to add features to your life. Y'all better get this. When you begin to change your life and you're thinking healthy living, you got to understand, you got to start adding features to your life. You got to start going to the gym, and thereby, when you go to the gym, you start meeting people, man. And listen, you might meet your husband there. You might meet your wife there, right? You might meet a friend who is going through the same thing you're going through, right? Y'all better help me. You're adding features to your life. You're eating right, right? And so when you change your way of thinking, because you're provoking a better lifestyle, you got to add features. Now, what is features? 1, distinctive traits. You're adding distinctive things, distinctive traits, because you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So the things that you eat and the things that you do are distinctive. You are unique, right? What you're dealing with, not too many people, watch me, conquered it. The sickness conquered them, but not for you, right? You're going to be the person that God used to show the world his power, that he can heal. Because you're so determined to defeat this thing, you're going to add features. What is features? Distinctive traits. I got a distinctive trait. I got a distinctive habit. It's not like everybody else. I don't do things like everybody else. I am unique. I'm peculiar. 2, you got to give your body some options. Yes, this is what features are. Distinctive traits. 2, options. 3, opportunities. Let me show you how it works. Healthy living is living a life of features, which is a life of distinctive traits. You're a distinctive, unique person when you're on the road to healing. You don't do things like everybody else. You don't hang out with everybody. You keep your circle of association cut low. You're distinctive. You're different, right? You have a life of options now, which means you're not stuck to one way of eating, stuck to one life, right? One lifestyle. No. You are bettering your lifestyle because of the way you are thinking, because you got knowledge now, right? And this thing that you're dealing with is not just you dealing with it, but God is showing you that the whole purpose of going through the healing process is to show you your options. He's making you better, so you driving better. Why? Because you increasing the way you're thinking. You're increasing your mental capacity. Y'all better hear me. You being better, so you got options now because you don't see yourself now living in the ghetto. You don't have that mentality no more. You moving on up like the Jeffersons to the east side, right? You doing things better because you now, your mind, God has opened your mind up and you looking like the sky is the limit. You now have options in a life of opportunities. This is the reason why you have to get on the road to healthy living, to getting your healing. Why? Because God is just not trying to heal your body. It's bigger than that. God is trying to take you to a place that you never imagined that you will be. Why? Because you're increasing your mental capacity. You are seeing things differently in the course of you going to the place of your healing. You are becoming a better person. You are filtering out the people that mean you no good, and you are walking with people that are going someplace. Now, if it had not been for the sickness and you being determined to defeat it, you would have never met the man or the woman that God had for you, because they was at the health store themselves, or they was at the Planet Fitness, they was at the gym. Come on, there's some things that God has for you. You would have never met your business partner if it had not been for you being at the right place at the right time. There's things that God has for you. He said, listen, healthy living, healing is getting on the road to the way you are thinking, changing your lifestyle, being better, adding features to your life, which is distinctive traits, options, and opportunities. It is your responsibility to enhance your body by improving your body, by attaching features that will construct this distinctive traits, options, and opportunities for your body. Listen, God is saying, I'm trying to heal you because this body is the means whereby I need for you to walk in purpose. I only have one body for you, and I need for it to get to a healing place so that you can open up the business that I called you to open up. You would have never known that you had a ministry if you never went through the healing process. When you increase the features of your life, 4 things, and then I'm done. 1, you bring your body to a more desirable and excellent condition. When you add in features, right? You putting yourself in a better predicament, better situation. You see life differently than you used to. Your eyes is now open to a better world of living that you now want and desire for your children. And you begin to believe things. You begin to want a home. Listen, all this stuff probably you would have never received if it had not for you being determined to be on the pathway to healing. You bring your body to a more desirable and excellent condition. 2, you make your body more profitable and valuable because God needs your body. He needs your body to do the amazing stuff that he's going to use you to do. 3, you make your body better and bring your body to a better, superior position. You're stronger now. You built better now. You think better now. You feel better. All that grease is out of you. All that mess is out of you, so you feeling better. 4, you bring an advantage to your body. Now your body has the advantage. You can do what God called you to do. Listen, I pray that this information encouraged you, challenged you, and provoked you. I'm done. I'm out of time. This was some good information. Maybe you need to rewind it. Go back and hear it 2 or 3 times. Get this word inside of your spirit. Change your lifestyle. Change the way you're thinking. Begin to understand that once you get the knowledge, now you have to work at it. You have to work hard. Work hard in the gym. Work hard getting the information. Work hard in taking your meds. Work hard in taking vitamins. Work hard at filtering out who's best for you and who's not. Work hard at this. And I promise you're going to get to that location of being healed. For it's the Lord that healeth you. Listen, he loves you, and I do too. I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.